Alright, today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on how to do Horizon-locked POVs. As you can see, I am on Surge, my Intamin triple launch coaster, and I will be making a Horizon-locked POV for this one. And I'll be running through how to make it for your own coaster. Now before we start, I want to say there's an easy way and a harder way. The easy way is to make it so the camera follows the Heartline of the coaster, and the hard way is to make the camera closer to the track as if it were like a Bogie-Mounted POV. As you can see, we are now in the editor, and to start off, the first thing you want to do is you want to turn everything off. Display, none. After that, you want to select Draw Wireframe Track, and then you can close out of that. Now I'm going to show you how to do the easy way. All you're going to want to do is go to the Coaster tab, select Import Coaster, import your coaster, and now you're going to have two of your coasters here. I recommend renaming one of these to your coaster name, Camera, just so you can keep track. And then you can go to Coaster Properties, go to Mode, click Center of Rails. Now your wireframe track is perfectly on the Heartline of your original coaster. Now what you want to do is you want to hit the display button, draw roll points. From here, you want to select everything and delete it by pressing the delete key on your keyboard. Now's the fun part. Come over to track, select add roll, and just start spamming them everywhere. You may notice if your coaster has a beyond vertical drop that it decides it doesn't want to work right here. So what you can do is simply just delete the parts where it's beyond vertical. Immelmans and vertical loops don't really like to behave in this situation, so instead what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to delete some of these, so that way the transition is a little bit smoother. You don't want this transition to be instant, so make sure it's spread out like this. Alright, now your coaster is almost done. What you're going to want to do is go back to your original one, go to Coaster Properties, Trains, set those to 0. Now you want to head back over to your camera coaster, and I recommend turning your trains down to 1. Alright, we're almost done. The next step is to select your station and go to where it says Display. Make sure this is set to Hide All. Get a wide angle of your whole coaster, select everything, go into the Track tab, select Style Settings, and select Invisible Segment. And the final steps are to click Display, turn off Draw Roll Points, then turn on Supports, and also turn on Support Nodes. Now what we can do is we can select everything and delete it. This should have deleted all of your supports. Now freeze your coaster, and nothing should have appeared. When you go into the Play tab, you'll be put on a train. When you're on the ride, press Q. Now, move it down to where the wheel assembly is. Move it forward until you can't see any part of the train. Now, watch as your coaster is horizon locked. Now, as you saw on the screen earlier, I played a video of Tangled Twines. You might notice that the camera in that video is placed closer to the track. If you want to learn how to do a POV like that, guess what? I'm going to show you. This one takes a little bit more time and adds an extra step. Let's get started. The first thing you want to do is make sure you have your coaster selected. Click on Coaster Properties, click on Mode. Here you're going to want to change your Y offset to about 1 to 1.5 feet less than the original Heartline of your coaster. Here on the left is a list of the Heartlines of the majority of the NoLimits coasters. For me, I'm using the rocket coaster. So I'm going to do 2.5 feet. Once you're ready, click OK, and you'll notice that your coaster is entirely broken. It's okay though, because we'll switch it back. After you've done this, click the Professional tab, export track spline. Distance between points, I like to make this 0.3, and make sure you have center of rails on. Click OK, and put this file somewhere where you won't forget it. After you've exported this, go back to the Coaster tab, click on Coaster Properties, go to Mode, and select Heartline and Current Coaster Style again. Now, your coaster should be back to normal. Next up, create a new coaster, name it your coaster name, camera, click on Coaster Properties, go to Style, and select the type you are using. After that, go back to the Professional tab, click on Import Track Spline, make the minimum distance between points the same distance you set earlier, and click OK. Now, find the CSV file that you saved earlier. Click on Open. Now you should notice that the Heartline of the coaster that you just imported is slightly offset to the original. Now, just like the first tutorial, you want to go to Display, select Draw Roll Points, highlight everything, and delete it. Now you can go in and start spamming roll nodes. And once again, just like the first part of this tutorial, you can make your implements, your vertical loops, your dive loops, all that stuff. You can change it so that it's more gradual. And also your beyond vertical drops. Now here's the part where you're going to want to leave your computer on for a long time. Go into Display, draw vertices, take off draw roll nodes, highlight everything, go into Element, and depump the vertices. This is because when you export and import the spline, it becomes slightly rougher.
6.5 hours later.
As you can see, the coaster has finished depumping. Now we're going to go in and add some finishing touches, one of which is that sometimes straight sections of coaster track gets a little bit wonky whenever you depump. So what you can actually do is you can come in and select them. Select the straight parts anyway, and then select Make Straight. That should make it perfect. Finally, make the last one straight. One more thing you guys are going to have to do is you're going to have to come to the end, and if I can get it, hello, there we go. Select these, make sure they're connected. I'm not sure if that's something to do with FVD, but just see if it's there, if the connector piece is there, and then connect it. And then for this next and final part, I'm going to turn off the vertices and then turn on separators. What we're doing now is we're putting on like the station blocks, the launches, you know, the things that actually make the train decide to work. Don't forget to change the station display to hide all. Gotta make sure that there's no duplicate stations. For your guys' separators, I recommend trying to get them as close to the original ones as possible, so that way the POV is completely accurate. Also, I just want to mention, if you're doing this on a coaster with a lift hill, the lift hill section can't be a lift. It has to be a transport, and make sure the acceleration is on 1G. The speed should be the same as the original lift. Anyway, once you have all the sections in, highlight it, come over to Track, Style Settings, select Invisible Segment. Now you can freeze it, and boom. Do the same thing as mentioned before to set up your camera, and let's see if it worked. Alright everyone, this is the end of the tutorial. Thanks for watching. Hopefully it was helpful. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I'll try to get back to you. And I look forward to seeing your POVs. Take care.